This patch hoe and this patch hoe have decided to do a top 20 patchouli fragrances video.
20.
She loves patchouli, I love patchouli,
He loves patchouli.
we both love patchouli.
A lot.
And this is our top 20 patchouli fragrances video coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. This is Dalya. If this is your first time on this channel and or you haven't still subscribed to this channel yet, please click the link below and also click the bell icon so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. And today it is a top 20 patchouli fragrances video, and we really love patchouli fragrances. We love the earthiness of patchouli.
We combined forces here to bring you this. I don't remember how this came up. We just started talking about things we love, and I haven't seen anything like this. Other, you know, a consolidated, just sort of passionate review of all things patchouli. What's great about patchouli is it spans a lot of different, I don't know, smell profiles. We looked it up. It's a leafy sort of plant, looks like mint. Most patchouli fragrances use the leaf. Some of the patchouli fragrances that we're talking about today might actually use the patchouli flower because they're very floral. So the versatility, but it can be sort of warm and gourmand. Patchouli can be earthy and almost dirty. It can be, in some cases, floral. And clearly there are other people who love patchouli, or it wouldn't be just ubiquitous across.
Patchouli is in so many fragrances.
It is, but it's sort of not unsung, but it has, I think, a bad rap. We talked about this in another conversation, possibly in a video, about maybe some people have an association with patchouli and hippies or something like that.
Which I don't mind at all, but some people hate it.
Some people don't really like the funky kind of skanky smells, but I do. I think not that patchouli is always like that, but give it a chance. We've got a lot of exciting fragrances to talk about and really gush about today.
So this range, this list is going to cover some very well-known fragrances, some that have patchouli as a note that also has another dominant note, but a lot of the fragrances here are going to be straight in-your-face patchouli fragrances. So we've got a mix of all styles, and we have two honorable mentions, as we were saying. The first one I'll mention is Tom Ford's Patchouli ABSOLU. I like this fragrance a lot, but I've worn it, and we don't have it on the list because I don't currently own it, but I enjoy it. It's supposedly Tom Ford's favorite fragrance from his private blend collection. So I had performance issues with this patchouli, but it smells great. It's a great smelling patchouli. So we don't have it in the list, unfortunately, but I'm sure a lot of you know about it because it's in the private blend collection.
The other honorable mention is by Santa Maria Novella. I have the bar of soap. I don't own the fragrance, although it's very, very lovely. It's similar to another patchouli that I do have, but it's an honorable mention because it's so well done. That line, such a high quality. So it didn't seem fair to include it if we couldn't show you a bottle, but it's an honorable mention because it's exceptionally lovely.
It's lovely, and I went to their little shop in Italy, in Florence recently. So should we start the list?
Oh my God.
Okay.
So top 20 guys, like maybe like get a beverage, like pause
get some
if
popcorn.
you need to yeah, be ready for this.
Okay.
20.
So number 20 is a tie. We have ties here. Angel Men.
Angel Women.
So
this was your intro, like you said.
This was my first gateway drug into patchouli, and there's something about this line of fragrances I really love, and it's the patchouli. That's what calls me. And I think I was going to say earlier why I like patchouli was the fact that it's intoxicating. It's almost like puts me in a trance when I smell patchouli. It's like my nose.
It's very soothing.
Yeah, it goes there, like it wants more. And this is it. These are the fragrances that got me into patchouli. Even though they're gourmands, it's the patchouli.
I remember when this came out. I smelled it quite a lot when I was in high school, and it was revolutionary. This was a very innovative approach to fragrance, and my association at that time with patchouli was still so like spaghetti incident. I didn't even recognize this as patchouli. The blend is a really It's really good, but it's a star within a star. Anyway.
All right, so number 19. Now, I don't know if you know a lot about this, and unfortunately it's been reformulated to death, but number 19 is the fragrance that got me into reviewing fragrances. So I have an original bottle. It's L'Instant de Guerlain pour Homme Extreme. It's all about star anise, patchouli, and citruses.
Which are all of his favorite things.
But the reformulated version is this. This is the EDP, but it's no longer called L'Instant de Guerlain pour Homme Extreme. It's just called L'Instant Eau de Parfum. But it's like a night and day difference between the two.
It's not even the same.
This is more citrus, but the patchouli's there. It dries down to more patchouli.
Yeah.
But that one's patchouli in your face.
This is very heavy, warm, enveloping.
That's so good.
It's so good. This is really lovely on the dry down though. This is really good on you, this one. I would say this is a little more masculine. And this I would say is totally unisex. But it's a blanketing, warm, soothing patchouli.
The other thing I forgot to mention is both of these have cacao in it.
Oh.
But the cacao is more prominent in here also. This is more citrus overall.
Definitely. Yeah, this is really good.
It's too bad they don't make it, and this is all I have left of my bottle. It's a 75 ml bottle, and as you can see, that's how much it is. So
are you like saving
I will
it?
cherish this.
Or, like hiding it only for
It's in the
special
back,
occasions?
it's in the dark.
It's very lovely. Sorry, you can't smell it.
I'll spray some. No. MOLINARD has a line of patchouli fragrances. So I did a review recently for Vanille and Patchouli from MOLINARD, and this is Patchouli Intense. Both of these are, well, this one actually is very, very chocolatey, cakey patchouli. And this actually no longer exists. It's discontinued. But it does come in a bottle like this. It just says patchouli on it. So we wanted to include both bottles.
So these are together just because they're the same.
It's a tie.
Yeah.
But if you like a vanilla with patchouli, something a little more gourmand, it's this.
So gourmand.
And then if you want straight on your face patchouli, you just go with the patchouli.
The analogy for this when we were talking earlier is if you know the bartender and you ask for a vodka cranberry, like sometimes they'll pour like vodka cranberry. This is like vanilla.
With a little patchouli.
But the patchouli rounds it out. It does give it depth. It takes the vanilla and sort of elevates it. So it is a very good vanilla.
Yeah, I love that one.
With patchouli.
So that was number 18.
Oh my God, 18.
So number 17, going to the house of, unfortunately we don't have patchouli from the house of PROFUMUM ROMA, but we've got ROSAE, and this is rose and patchouli. I think it's a little too sweet for you, you said, right?
I did. It's a jammy sort of a rose.
The rose really like goes away and it dries down to a rosy patchouli, but I can smell patchouli in here. Do you pick up the patchouli? What do you think?
It's a lovely rose.
Patchouli and rose. Oh my God. It's like the earthiness of the patchouli is almost gone with the rose. The rose is kind of like cleaning it up, like makes it a very clean patchouli.
It is a really, it's not super, super jammy, but it is a sweeter jammy rose. The patchouli in this would be sort of the ground, like the earthy part that the rose grows in, if that makes any sense.
Oh, that rhymes. Rose grows.
But yeah, it is a rose patchouli, just further illustrating the lovely ways in which patchouli is combined with other.
Patchouli plays well with lots of notes.
It's a team player.
Obviously, it plays really well here too with the rose. All right, what's next?
Next up.
So recently, I did a video for Guerrilla Gallery, and Lush Guerrilla Perfumes launched a fragrance called RENTLESS, and this is all about patchouli and a bunch of other notes, which is really, really beautiful, and I love it. It's a bit gourmand too, I think.
This one's really interesting. It has a combination of green, earthy, a little bit of dirty.
It does have the dirt. It's almost got like a soil-like dirt smell.
And yeah.
And it's very woody, but the patchouli earthiness is there.
That is a personality that patchouli can bring to the mix, is kind of but not dirty like
I love this.
Gross, dirty just like dirt, like lovely soil, like if anybody gardens, like lovely earthy earth.
Interesting. So next up, we have two classic fragrances that are tied, and they are ARAMIS 900 and AROMATICS Elixir. This is ARAMIS, this is Clinique. Both of them created by the same perfumer.
Bernard Chant, love.
And AROMATICS Elixir came out in 71 and ARAMIS 900 came out in 73.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Early 70s. Super classic. This is where the patchouli's kind of, I want you to look at this list as it's rising through the list. Like the patchouli is sort of starting to become more and more dominant as we move up the list.
Oh yes, exactly.
Yeah, and then so this is where the patchouli starts to take over. It's like, you know, team player definitely, but starting to claim some space for my own. This has a lovely, lovely, robust, sort of rounded patchouli in it, very warm. Almost a little bit of a gourmand quality, but not, I mean, gourmand but not sweet. There's kind of some spices in it.
Maybe gourmand quality here, more fresh quality here.
Yep.
The other thing is these two fragrances have oak moss. They're pretty oak moss heavy and both have rose.
Right. And a lot of people say they're similar. I don't see it. He does.
To me it does. When you compare them side by side, no, there's differences for sure. This one comes out a little more ambery, molassesy.
When the weather's bad and you have nothing to do, try them for yourself. You can find them on eBay and a lot of other sites for not a lot of money.
Very cheap. These are very inexpensive.
Number 14 is Tom Ford.
White patchouli.
Well, obviously, white patchouli. Oh, you have to spray this.
Yeah, this one actually is a very white patchouli. The name is right. Because, I mean, to me, this reminds me of something I remember wearing in the 80s.
Oh, really?
That's the reason why I bought this like 6 years ago. It's targeted to the ladies, but I think it's unisex enough for men to wear. It's just patchouli with lots of white flowers, basically what it is. So the patchouli tones down the floral aspects of the white flowers, and then the white flowers kind of make it not so heavy, deep, and intense and
that's
dense.
Really true. It is a much lighter. It has almost a fizzy quality to it, almost a white leather, if that makes any sense. I don't really get like it's not. There's something about it that makes me think of white. I mean leather, yeah. It's really very lovely. It's not especially feminine. It's a very neutral kind of fragrance. The patchouli is not the star, but almost like if there's a double bill, this would be patchouli and maybe like I don't know what the floral would be though. I don't know. That's the thing.
It just said white flowers. It didn't say the actual flowers.
And I don't know where the leather would come from, but that's just some association for me, baby. It's very nice. It's very lovely. Next up is ZAGARA Patchouli. This is a very, I've never seen this brand anywhere except
I haven't much either.
ZGO in San Francisco. It's by, and I very honestly am not certain how to pronounce this person's name, Dr. VRANJES. I apologize, Dr. VRANJES. You are an incredibly talented person, and I'm pretty sure I just butchered your name. But this is, I
love this.
Yeah, this is not the classic patchouli that
No.
anybody ever associated with patchouli. It's incredibly floral.
It's very floral.
This is one of my favorite top 5 fragrances, basically of all time. I wore this to one of my brother's weddings. It's beautiful in the summer. It can go day to evening. It's
also very oily. Look at my thumb.
It's like 20%.
Yeah, I saw that it said it on there. Let's flash the bottle if anybody doesn't know what this brand is. It's a great brand.
Look for this one. It's a real surprise. If I remember right, Dr. Again, I apologize, VRANJES, Jess, was really inspired by his garden, something like that. It isn't like a Demeter kind of natural, like exactly the smell of something. But this I would expect is the actual patchouli flower because it is a very floral, but not a femme floral. This I think could be worn by a man or a woman.
Oh no! I think the patchouli tones down the flowers, just like the last fragrance from Tom Ford.
Yeah.
You can smell flowers, but it's not. Oh, it's not pretty. It's not
so
girly.
pretty.
I mean, it's not a pretty flower. It's not a girly flower.
I've never smelled anything like this.
No, it's very unique. I like it. It's not so much patchouli, it's not so much white flowers, it's like or flowers in general. It's just a nice balance of the two.
The only reason it's not higher on the list is that it is such a balance. Patchouli isn't the star, it's the co-star.
Yeah.
But this is a really, really...
It's a nice subplot.
Delicious, lovely. For guys looking to maybe try a floral that's unusual and not femme, this is a really good, unique, unusual one. Now we're going to Italy and Amsterdam with NASOMATTO. This is an extrait de parfum called Hindu Grass.
Ooh, I love this.
This was delicious. Again, patchouli is a co-star here with vetiver, I think.
So it's grassy.
It is a very, this is not for the faint of heart. This is,
Oh, I love this. I love vetiver and I love patchouli. That's a great combo.
This is so good. This will get comments. This is across the room. Wow, you're wearing patchouli today. Not in a bad way, but
who's wearing the cologne?
yeah, this is don't, not maybe for work. This one really incredibly well crafted. This is a very damp kind of a.
It is damp, moist. Not a good word to use, but
Not a good word to use. It is.
But it's moist. It can be.
It's like a damp walk in a lovely wetlands.
Really good.
Beautiful.
Really good.
But the patchouli in this is kind of like you've been backhanded. It is in the best way.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. You know what? This is actually one of the sleepers in this line. Nobody talks about Hindu grass.
I'm shocked. I didn't think I could wear this line. This is the first that has really worked on me, and it is a very soothing, very bracing, bright green patchouli vetiver. Big win.
Awesome.
Delicious.
Now we're doing number 11, and this is one of my favorites from by KILIAN. It is Straight to Heaven. So again, patchouli is not really the main player here, but there's lots of patchouli here.
Co-star.
It's the co-star. It's boozy.
Ooh.
It's vanillic. Straight to Heaven's awesome. I absolutely love Straight to Heaven. And I do have Straight to Heaven in the extreme or intense. I don't have it in a bottle like this, unfortunately. I do have a decanter bottle or a refill bottle, but oh my god, that's so good. And this sweetens up in the heat. It brings out the sweet notes, the dried fruits and the vanilla. It's like it's two different fragrances. In the winter, it's cold and dark and patchouli. In the
There's something
summer,
sort of candied, like what are those called? The cherries that are in alcohol. The
maraschino cherries.
Not the sweet ones though. The like boozy.
Oh.
Some with an M. There is a fruit in booze kind of player in this drama with the patchouli.
I absolutely love this.
This is really good, and but almost syrupy, but not too sweet. It's This is.
Where in the summer the sweetness does develop, so you might not like that if you don't like sweet.
I don't
fragrance.
love sweet, but this is.
It's
This is
good.
nice.
Yeah. Number 10 is a fragrance I wanted to have a full bottle of in this video, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get the full bottle yet. I'm waiting for my retailer to let me know when they have it in stock. And it's also, they have reformulated this whole lineup. So it's the Chanel Les Exclusives collection of fragrances. All used to be eau de toilettes and they became eau de parfum. So I have the last remaining bits of my Coromandel eau de toilette right here. I'm waiting for the eau de parfum, but
Obviously one that you like a lot.
I love this.
This is a lovely, light, sort of fresh patchouli. I'm not even going to spray it because this is obviously a favorite and you're at the last tail end of it. So tell me why you love this.
White chocolate and patchouli. Delish.
There is a
Delish.
chocolate quality to it.
Delish.
It's kind of odd that you would have such a light, fresh feel with chocolate. That typically is like a different feel.
A lot of people are complaining that the new formulations in eau de parfum concentration are not what they used to be. And they may be right. I've noticed that they're not. What they've done is they've thickened the formulas and they've become a lot denser, but it's lost some of its like character. Just unfortunate.
So you have to like hide that and never spray it again.
Well, yeah, it's a bummer. As you can see, this is all I have left.
He obviously a fan. Number 9 is by a brand that you're really excited about, which I don't have a lot of experience with.
So it's NISHANE, and this is Patchouli KOZHA or KOZHA. So they have two fragrances in this list. We have two of their fragrances in this list. Two totally different patchouli. Two totally different patchoulis from one brand out of Turkey. This patchouli to me is leathery and dry. Patchouli KOZHA.
It is leathery and it is dry.
Oh, actually, you know what? Not necessarily leathery also. I mean, it is leathery, but there's also some incense and smoke in there. You pick that up?
I get the smoke, not the incense. Maybe that's where the dryness is coming from, though, that smoky quality to it.
Oh, God, it's so good, though. Oh, my God. So the top 10, as we said, are like full-on, in-your-face patchouli fragrances. This is where it starts off at number 9. I mean, number 10 was patchouli, but it's more on the lighter. But this is like...
This is, again, an earthier patchouli. This is, as opposed to... I wouldn't say, like the one that we were talking about before, the Hindu grass, is a damp, kind of an earthy quality. This is a drier one. It's still earthy, but there isn't that damp earth kind of quality to it.
This is so good.
Next up, number 8.
Oh, God. This is probably the patchouli of patchoulis.
This is a really, actually you told me that Reminiscence Paris is a jewelry designer.
It's a jewelry brand, and I've actually seen stores in France, Reminiscence stores, and they have a lineup of fragrances, and one of them is the patchouli. It's to die for.
This is about as gourmand as I get in patchouli. This is there is something about this that is like a chai latte or like a warm beverage or a freshly baked something or other. There is...
Okay, it's very cakey to me.
I don't get cakey.
Cakey, not cakey, like chocolatey.
Something like that. It is a very enveloping patchouli, but on me it's more of a skin scent, I think. Nobody's grabbed my arm or anything on this one.
Yum, 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 yum.
Right, yeah. It's delicious. It layers well. This is I can only say nice things about it.
It's so good. Does it get like the patchouli, the concentration of it kind of comes off like coffee, like black coffee?
Like it's all those things.
Yeah, it's
the kind of, it's like in the movie Clueless, where there's that whole thing about how you're supposed to have something baking when someone you like comes over. This has that baking kind of feel to it. I think it's the reason so many people wear vanilla, is it's that warm. This isn't that, but it has that. There is something about this that is like a warm, fleecy something or other, the warm beverage. But I don't think you would have to be limited to cold weather to wear it.
Anyway, if you guys are curious about this brand, they do have some great fragrances. Recently, I saw a patchouli and rose when I was in Europe. I almost bought it, I didn't buy it. But they also have a tonka, they have a vanilla, they have a musk. They have all those like very popular notes as perfumes. So do check out Reminiscence.
Would you say that's a gender neutral?
Oh, I think patchouli is totally gender neutral.
Anybody can wear it.
Yeah, totally.
Number 7.
Okay, number 7 is a brand new one recommended to me by Lucky Scent. This is, I don't have my glasses on.
Patchouli Indonesiano.
But what's the name of the brand? It's Farmacia.
Farmacia, oh, you did that on purpose. It is Farmacia Annunziata. Apologies, I'm so sorry.
There's the bottle. It's a silver bottle. And I think you're going to get a silverish kind of patchouli. It's
a very cold patchouli.
Yeah.
This one, it's a lovely sort of strong, clean patchouli, but on the skin, it's almost icy. It's a wintry kind of feel, which is bizarre. Like it's a great contrast actually to Reminiscence if you hold the two of them up. Reminiscence patchouli is so warm and so inviting, and this
one's cold.
This one's really cold.
Yeah.
It's like chrome or something.
That's the color, actually.
Well, actually, yeah.
I get that from the color.
It's kind of cold to the touch.
But it's really good.
It's really good.
It softens up though. I was gonna say it's almost metallic.
Yeah.
It warms up though. Yeah. It warms up though. I mean, it's totally different now than when I first sprayed it.
On the skin though, it's almost, you would expect if you smelled this that you would touch it and it would be cold. That's all I got. But it's an incredibly great contrast with the warmth of the Reminiscence.
The other thing is, remember we mentioned as an honorable mention the Santa Maria Novella, which is actually a pharmacy that started creating perfumes. It's based out of Florence. This is also Farmacia, so it's another pharmacy. It's an old brand, I believe. Would you say it's in Florence? Do you know, or do we know?
It says Firenze, Italy.
Okay, it's definitely in Florence. So I guess
It's a parfum,
and
it says on the side since 1561. So
okay, they've been around.
they've been around, and it's a cold, lovely patchouli.
Speaking of brands from Florence, we've got another one here.
Who knew about the Italians and the patchouli?
I profumi di Firenze's Patchouli Rosso.
Delicious.
They also have a second fragrance. I'll give you a card for Patchouli Rosso.
I love this one.
They have two fragrances that are patchouli based. They have Patchouli Rosso, which Dalya just sprayed. And they also have a fragrance called Dolce Patchouli, which is a sweet patchouli. If you're not sure about which one to get, it depends on if you like earthy patchouli versus sweeter, more less patchouli than like a full-on in-your-face
The
patchouli.
Patchouli Rosso is patchouli and like a supporting cast of woods, just sort of buoying it into a star position. Delicious, clean, lovely patchouli. Not gourmand at all, whereas the Dolce Patchouli has a lot of...
Definitely orange in there, citrus.
It's a much fresher, and you like fresh, I don't really like fresh. The patchouli is sort of the support in that one. So on the list at number 6 is really
Patchouli Rosso.
Patchouli Rosso.
But we wanted to highlight
Just as a mention.
Dolce Patchouli as well.
It's from the same line.
But this Patchouli Rosso, oh my god.
Delightful.
Earthy, woody, wow.
Yep. And where do people get that?
Well, Tiger Lily Perfumery carries a line, but I don't see the fragrances in the store. But if you're curious to buy them on the internet, definitely can find them at beautyhabit.com.
Seriously, top 5. Thank you for sticking with us.
Yes, top 5 is the important 5.
Yeah, well, they're all important.
They're all important because they're all great patchouli
important.
fragrances.
All right.
Number
This
5
is Patch Flash.
Whoa!
Andy Towers' Towerville line. This is very elegant patchouli. Positively genteel. Little bit of the warmth and kind of gourmand quality that the Reminiscence patchouli has, but I gotta say it's kind of almost classier. What do you think of this one?
I find it to be boozy. I smell the Towerville DNA because it reminds me of other Towerville fragrances, especially Amber Flash for some odd reason, but I get elements of the Vanilla Flash in there. But it's for the patchouli lover, and this is definitely not fritchouli flash. This is definitely patch flash. It's more patchouli than fruit. So
this is one that's safe to blind buy. It's a very reasonable price point, and it's very well done. For anybody who has realized, wow, maybe I don't even know what patchouli smells like, this is a good dive in with this one.
It's also very boozy to me. It's got that whiskey note.
Yum.
And just if you like boozy notes with patchouli, this is it. And I think it's a very great, like Dalya was saying, it's a great entry-level patchouli. And it's only $63 for a 30 ml, so it won't break your bank.
No, it's number 4.
Number 4 is a great one.
This is the Jessica Rabbit of patchoulis. This is Histoire de Parfum. It's called Noir Patchouli. I would say this is an evening. It is gender neutral, like most of the ones we've talked about, all I think on this list.
That's
sorry, go for it, yeah. This is whatever award ceremony Angelina Jolie wore that like leather strapless dress to. It is a leather patchouli. This is not for the faint of heart. This one's a beast. This is a lovely.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Wow.
It's
a dark patchouli.
Very dark.
Mysterious.
Dramatic.
Oh, wow.
So what's great about the Histoire de Parfum line is that you can get 3 different sizes. Obviously, this is the half bottle, but there's a quarter bottle kind of, and it's literally like somebody sliced the bottle.
They sliced the bottle.
Or a full bottle.
Full bottle would be have a similar on the other side, but this is the half bottle. This is a 50 ml or 75 ml?
That is an excellent question that I can't think of the answer to. It probably says.
I think it's 75 ml.
Number 3.
Back to the Nishane house.
Is this the only one that we have twice in the list?
Well, yeah.
Kind of. I mean, we tied a few.
Yeah, we tied
doubled
a few,
up a few, but
we separated these because they were so different and so good.
And this is the top 5 one. So
this is Munegu.
is that clean?
This is dirty.
Oh.
Well, it's got patchouli on it. It's not dirty.
Not dirty. All right, so this is Munegu by Nishane out of Istanbul. Gorgeous, also boozy patchouli, but completely different from the other Nishane in this line. Nishane, how do you say it?
Nishane?
Nishane.
Mmm, so good.
And how did you discover this line?
They contacted me and we did some reviews for them, and I met up with them at conferences in Italy, at Pitti and Exons, and so I've reviewed several fragrances of theirs, and their fragrances are amazing.
I can't help but note that you seem to have less in this bottle than
I've had this bottle for 2+ years.
Oh, really?
And this is a brand new bottle, but these are the two different Nishane patchouli fragrances. Here, actually, as you can see here, this is their latest bottle design. They've changed some things around and made them a little much nicer, so a little more flashier. But this is the older bottle I've had, like I said, for about over 2 years, and this is very brand new.
At number 9, and then this was number 3.
3.
What would you say?
Chocolatey. It's chocolatey, but it's also spicy. This one's more leathery and smoky, but this one's more chocolatey and spicy to me.
It's a light hand. It's unlike the Beast at number 4. This is has a lighter kind of a feel to it.
Oh, don't get me wrong. This performs beastly.
I haven't worn this one.
Very beastly.
Yeah. All right.
There's a syrupy quality to it also.
Oh, I kind of like that sometimes.
Yeah.
If it's not too sweet. And there isn't really a sweetness here in the gourmand. If it's chocolate, it's a very dark chocolate.
Yeah.
I'm not really getting the chocolate, but there is some sort of a spicy gourmand. And it seems like, aside from the few floral outliers in this list, we kind of seem to have patchoulis that are either veering more towards the gourmand or more towards that earthy, dirty kind of
Patchouli.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Okay, number 2.
Brace yourselves, home stretch.
So this is a fragrance line called Vicanto.
This is like velvet, by the way.
It's velvet. It's a line owned by Paolo Terenzi. You know his line, Tiziana Terenzi. And this is called Mea Culpa.
Oh, the cap weighs like a pound. Nice, really nice presentation.
This is chocolate patchouli heaven.
Yes, this has a boozy kind of, this is like a chocolate martini patchouli.
And I'm going to be wearing this one going to dinner tonight.
Are you? Oh, it's delightful.
This is really, really good. So Vicanto Mea Culpa. Let me clean that up a little bit. So it's like I said, it's owned by Paolo Terenzi. It's his second line or third line. He's got 3 different lines. But they don't sell these. I don't see them in stores here.
I've never seen this before.
But do you like it?
I do like it. It is really like a chocolate martini, and yet still like patchouli.
Oh my God, that's so good.
You can't really imagine having a patchouli drink. I might kill you, but that is a...
Well, if it's part of the mint family, why would it kill you?
I don't know. Have you ever heard of anyone eating patchouli?
No, I haven't.
So
It's used as an insect repellent also. And we had that little fly flying around a little while ago.
And it's gone now. All right, our number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1.
And there's only a little left.
Because it's delicious. This is Javoy's Psychedelique. How did this make it to number 1? It's got stiff competition.
Number 1 because it's the best. Well, according to me, it's the best. I mean, agree too.
It's really good.
And this is also a beast mode patchouli.
Well, and we've talked about like the associations people have with patchouli and maybe hippies or whatever. So hence maybe the name Psychedelique.
Psychedelique.
This starts out really boozy, really sort of a strong, like a whiskey or something. But something really expensive, I have to say. It's kind of the feel with this.
You like this line?
Yeah, I have what is it?
The incense one, yeah.
Somebody whose French is better than mine will tell you.
La Liturgie something.
La Liturgie de something. It's delicious, and I apologize for not knowing the name. I'm not great with names.
But Psychedelique is amazing.
It's really good. Like I'm at a loss for words, and it's number 1, so we should really have something nice to say about
this is actually intense patchouli, but it's chocolatey, it's cakey, it's boozy, as Dalya was saying, earthy, all blended together. I mean, it's inspired by the psychedelic 60s, but it doesn't smell like the hippie shops we were talking about. There's everything from this line has class written all over it.
Yep.
The line reeks of class. I mean, every fragrance, and a lot of their fragrances are beast mode. Like if you like really intense fragrances, definitely do check out Psychedelic.
I think what's great is this takes some star quality element from all of the fragrances we've reviewed in this top 20, like picks the very best part and somehow blends it into one. There's that boozy, like classy boozy opening. There's a very genteel, kind of elegant patchouli that is like behind the velvet curtain, so to speak. There's a little bit of a gourmand kind of quality to it, but it isn't really a gourmand. There's an earthy quality. So it combines elements from all the fragrances we've talked about today. It has that genteel, elegant patchouli with a classy, boozy opening. It has a gourmand quality, but somehow it also has that earthy kind of lovely dirt feel. I know that doesn't sound genteel or elegant, but it is. And it's called Psychedelic, and it's apparently inspired by the 60s, but it doesn't smell like a head shop at all, which is what I think people are really freaked about with patchouli. There's no aspect of it that is...
There's class all the way with this release. It's just all the entire collection of fragrances.
Super versatile, day to night.
They also have another one that they just launched called Incident Diplomatique. It's actually a patchouli and vetiver. We didn't include it here. We probably should have. But it's the combo of patchouli and vetiver. So good. It's more vetiver, but almost equally patchouli, but man.
But probably not similar to Hindu grass.
No, totally different, totally different.
That's amazing.
Anyway,
that's
the list.
Thank you. This was kind of a marathon, but we really wanted to share this kind of passion and excitement.
Yes, this is our passion of patchouli fragrances.
More people should be talking about patchouli.
Hopefully this didn't bore you too much,
or exhaust you.
But this is our passion and love for patchouli fragrances.
Patchos.
Yeah, we're patchos. We admit it, and we love patchouli.
Proudly admit it.
Pretty soon, you're gonna either love patchouli or you really love patchouli as well.
Leave us a comment.
Yeah, let us know what you think about these fragrances.
If there's any you haven't tried before that you're gonna try now, we'd really be complimented by that.
Let us know what your favorite patchouli fragrances are.
Yeah, what did we miss?
Yeah.
Like, what haven't we smelled? Probably go and buy it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.